What's up, everyone? Welcome to Power Play with CJ. I just want to focus in on the Canadian goaltending situation going into the World Juniors. I know we're 6, 7 weeks away, but it's worth mentioning. Someone was tweeting about it, and I forget who. Just talking about, I guess, TELUS or TSN. One of them is under the impression that Spencer Martin should be the #1 goalie going into the World Juniors for Canada. I've never really been a huge Spencer Martin fan, the Mississauga Steelheads goalie. Nothing against him. I thought in his draft year he was the fourth best goalie. I thought Comrie, Jari, and Foucault were better than he was. And I've never really been a huge Zach Foucault fan. More so, I think part of the thing, not my issue with Foucault is he played on such a great team in Halifax that we never really got a chance to see how good he can be. Obviously, he's more a cup winning goalie. I'm not taking that away from him, but in the grand scheme of things, I think Jari won the Memorial Cup on a pretty stacked Edmonton Oil Kings team, so I guess the same argument applies to him. Comrie probably does the most with the least in front of him. That's why I don't knock on Tri-City's defense. I just think, obviously, the last two Memorial Cup champions are, better than a team that, isn't as good. So if I had to bet my money, it's going to be three of these four, and I know I'm copping out right now. The aforementioned Foucault, Tristan Jarry, and Eric Comrie, and Mason McDonald, the Calgary Flames prospect. I like McDonald the more and more I watch him. Big goalie, southpaw, but I think gives him an interesting dynamic with his size. Actually, all four of those guys are, right around between 6'2" and or Comrie being about 6 feet, but between 6'2" and 6'4". So, which is where the direction where the league's going with the bigger goalies. But this, if you look at the Canadian success or lack thereof at the World Juniors since 2009, a lot of it can be attributed to the goaltending. Just coming up short time and time again. And I think if this is going to be the year Canada breaks through and gets back in the medals, but back to the gold, they're going to need their goalies to step up, and they've got some great talent with these four guys. And I wouldn't rule out Spencer Martin making the team. I just think that Zach Foucault, Tristan Jarry, Mason McDonald, and Eric Comrie are all better than he is. Plain and simple, I think they give you a better chance to win. But in a short tournament like this, you got to figure out who your hot hand is and ride them. That's how you're going to win this thing. And I think the U.S. has plenty of goaltending depth. So obviously, Thatcher Demko, Brent Halverson, Alex Nedeljkovic from the Plymouth Whales. Plenty of guys right there. Not plenty. There's three, but you catch my drift. Goaltending hasn't been the Achilles heel of the U.S. the way it has been for Canada. The U.S. hasn't had great offensive superstars, although Johnny Gaudreau a couple of years ago, and obviously this year with Jack Eichel, Sonny Milano, guys like that. They have some decent offensive depth, but I think Canada's going to address the goaltending situation, and it looks like they have. I said a few years ago when they lost to Russia in the bronze medal game, how much of Canada's problems between the pipes go beyond the players in the World Junior team and more into the makeup of Hockey Canada. And I think that's kind of a macro thing. It's not a micro issue. It's how much of it is a wider scale thing, and you really can't experiment on macro stuff like that because it's just such a wide scale thing. It takes time, and different players playing X number of years to get to that point. How is their development affected? I think it'd be almost impossible to do a full scale survey on that in a 2-year stretch, but we'll see. And if Canada gets back to winning gold medals, this drought will be forgotten about in the annals of hockey history. But Canada, the pressure's on them with it in Toronto and Montreal, and the pressure's going to especially be on the goalie because obviously that's where the pressure is anyway in a must-win situation, but more so than ever with the previous failures of other Canadian goalies. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's all I guess sort of the power play with CJ on Team Canada's World Junior Championship goalie options. Stay tuned for episodes for the season and beyond. Later, guys.